look at among the top 25 highest paying fields for men what their female counterparts earn. In step 1, we're going to drag occupation from dimensions to the rows shelf. Then in step 2, we're going to drag median weekly earnings for males from measures to the column shelf. Next, we're going to drag median weekly earnings for females from measures onto the details square on the marks card. This is going to be used in our next step. Now we're going to switch to the Analytics pane, which is right next to the Data pane. In the Analytics pane, we're going to hover over Reference Line. We're going to click and drag it to the top of the bar graph that we've made. In the Add a Reference Line dialog window that appears, we're going to drop the reference line onto Cell to specify that we want to add a reference line onto each bar. In the Edit Reference Line Band or Box dialog window that appears, we're going to change the line value to display sum of the median weekly earnings for females, and then click OK. This now places a black reference line on each bar, which indicates the corresponding earnings for women for the same occupation. Now we're going to return to the Data pane by clicking on the Data tab. Next, we're going to drag occupation from dimensions onto the filters card in the middle of the screen. From here, we're going to select Top at the top of the window, filter by the top 25 in the field. And we're going to change the drop-down box to the field of median weekly earnings for males. And then click OK. In step 8, we are now going to create a calculated field that calculates the wage gap between men and women. In Measures, we're going to click on Median Weekly Earnings for Males. In the drop-down caret, we are going to select Create, and then Create Calculated Field. We are going to change the name of our calculation to Weekly Wage Gap. And in the calculation window, after the median weekly earnings for males, we're going to enter a minus sign. And then we're going to drag median weekly earnings for females into the window to form this calculation. And click OK. You will now notice that the weekly wage gap calculation appears as a measure. We're going to drag our newly calculated field, weekly wage gap, from Measures and place it in the column shelf to the right of the existing pill. We now have two side-by-side bar graphs. We're going to now drag measured names from dimensions onto color in the marks card. Which will give us two different colors for our two different measures. You can click on color and change the color if you would like. From the main toolbar, we're going to sort this from highest to lowest. This will put our occupations in order by male earnings. In the marks card, we're going to select Label and choose Show Mark Labels, which will bring up values for each one of our bars. And finally, we need to adjust the measures in our display so that they are displayed as currency. Under Measures, we're going to hover over Weekly Wage Gap. From the drop-down, we're going to select Default Properties, and then Number Format, which we will change to Currency Standard, and click OK. Remember to save your work. At this point in time, if you go up to File and click on Save to Tableau Public, that will save your file. This concludes Tab 3.